Well, good morning. Well, it happened. I got the summer cold. Well, I was cuddling a little grandbaby, and while he was sick last week, and now I'm sick this week. I've been like this for several days, so I haven't been able to get much done. I'm behind. I'm behind on a lot of things. But today, I'm feeling much better. It's only been this is my third day of the sickness, and I'm doing great. I'm feeling much better. I probably sound worse than I actually feel today, but the first 2 days I was kind of getting kicked around. I'm in here. I'm going to make some hot tea this morning. I thought I'd bring y'all along with me. I am still taking my elderberry syrup because I think it's reduced my time. A lot of people that's had this have been sick for about 7 days. And so I think I've reduced it down to about 3. I think I should be really getting back to myself by tomorrow. So I'm continuing to drink my elderberry syrup each day. Actually, I've pumped it up a little bit. I've been drinking it several times today. And since I've been sick, I'm drinking it more because I think it'll reduce, kicking it in my immune system and reduce the length of my illness. Well, I'm going to make some homemade tea here. I've got the echinacea, goldenrod leaves. I've got some oat straw because I just need the comfort of that this morning. And then I'm going to blend it with some palm court and this apricot jasmine tea, which I just love the flavor. Mainly this apricot tea will be for the flavor. The black tea will be for some of the healing properties. The oat straw will be for the calming properties. The echinacea and the goldenrod will be for the antibacterial. And the echinacea is a good immune stimulant. So I'm going to go ahead and include that in my teas this morning. I am not quite as runny as I have been. My nose and everything is not quite as runny as it has been. I'll try not to sniffle on you very much today because I know that can be really annoying. Let's see here's my little tea ball. Ooh, I forgot this is a loose leaf tea. I'll have to be careful. For some reason I was thinking it was bagged. But I know now that it's loose leaf. So let me go ahead and get started with this stuff. This is how I blend the teas whenever I am fixing a tea for a certain issue. I'm going to put about 1/4 teaspoon of the black tea. And that's just because I love the black tea. It wakes me up in the morning. It's one of my favorites. I'm going to put about 1/4 teaspoon of this jasmine tea just because I love the flavor of it. Now the rest of these things I'm going to add here will have medicinal properties for my condition this morning, which is a summer cold. I think a summer cold is worse than any other kind of cold. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe it's because it comes at such a busy time for me. I'm so busy at this time of the year. Whenever I get a cold, I really get irritated because it seems like it slows me down from doing a lot of things that I need to get done at this time of the year. I'm going to add 1/4 teaspoon. That's a generous 1/4 teaspoon of the oat straw. I'm just going to take a little bit of this echinacea leaf. I'm going to cut it up really thin. And some of this goldenrod. I've been drinking a lot of fluids, so this goldenrod will be just fine for me to drink it. I know it can be a diuretic. And I'll say I added about 1/4 teaspoon each of those dried herbs. And I'm just going to cut them up a little bit smaller so they'll fit in my tea ball. I try not to cut them up too small when I'm storing them because, you know, they'll retain their moisture. Let me go ahead and drink this elderberry syrup. Now I'm going to go ahead and cut these herbs up a little bit smaller to fit them in my tea ball. This is a little bit of a messy job. You can see my herbs are flying all over the place. But I think I got enough of them I'll be able to harness them into this tea ball. And now this leaves me with a tea blend that'll both be medicinal and delicious. Get my cup this morning. And go ahead and start steeping this tea. Now a perfect cup of tea for black tea will be 4 to 6 minutes. About 4 minutes is supposed to be a perfect cup of tea if you're drinking black tea. But I've got this herbal remedies, this herbal tea in here. So I'll be steeping this for about 10 minutes. So I can get all the goodness out of those herbs that I've got in here. So I'll be steeping that for just a little bit longer. Then I'll be able to drink it and I'll feel much better. I got a little bit floating around in there, but that's okay. I know what it is that's in there. So it doesn't bother me a bit to have a few floating around in there. I think I am going to add honey for the antibacterial properties in honey this morning. This raw and natural eucalyptus honey sounds appropriate this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to the tea. That'll soothe and comfort my throat. Now, I have not been able to get outside and check on my garden. I hadn't been able to get outside and water anything. I was just down for 2 days. I was able to fix the kids a homemade pizza yesterday, and one wanted Alfredo. So I fixed some Alfredo for her, but that's it. I was able to feed the kids and keep an eye on them, and that's about all I got done. I rested and took care of myself, drank plenty of hot tea, used a lot of mint to open me up and to help me there, and so I'm feeling much better today. But that's what's been going on. I hadn't been able to do a video. I mean, I was so nasally for the last 2 days, I don't even know if you would have recognized or even understood me. I mean, I was just talking through my nose. But today is a much better day. And so maybe I can get out there and at least show you what's going on with the garden. I can go see for myself. I'm waiting on one of the little grandbabies to show up. He's going to show up earlier today. So when he shows up, we'll step outside and I'll show you what's going on. I've still got plenty of work to do. These are the dishes from yesterday. Here's the pizza pan. I've got to clean it up. Get much of this stuff cleaned up. Get started with my day. But I'm going to enjoy my cup of tea and wait for my little grandson to get here first. My head hurts. I wasn't able to read or do anything over those past 2 days. All I could do was just sit and heal. Lay and heal, really. Well, I wanted to get a lot done. I've got so much on my list, and now I'm a little bit off schedule with posting my videos. I'm a little bit off schedule on my subject matter. But that'll be okay because I'll just share with you as we go along. I did have an Amazon order. I got this castor oil. This is a 32 ounce, it's a 32 ounce little jug of castor oil. And then I got this smaller one that was just easier to handle so I can take with me if I travel. I like to use castor oil on my face and lips, especially since I've had these chapped lips and this sore nose from my nose running continually. That's been a lifesaver. I've been using what I've got on hand, but that came in because I was almost running out, and I wanted to be sure to not run out of something that I rely on like that in my apothecary. So I added that too. Cookie's hanging out with me this morning. He's laying here in the background. Good morning, Cookie. Good morning. He is frisky in the mornings. He wants to play. I can't even say the word, B-A-L-L, because if I do, he'll go jump up where it's stored and he'll want to play. And I do not feel like playing with him this morning, but I'm sure when the little grandson gets here, he will play with him. He usually does. He loves to play ball with him, so he won't be having to wait much longer. But yeah, he's ready to catch anything that's moving this morning. That's a sweet cat. He's a sweet kitty. He's hanging out with us this morning while we talk. I did end up taking some ibuprofen for my fever. That was an over-the-counter medicine. I did take zinc and vitamin D. I had a lot of things that were high in vitamin C, so I didn't add any vitamin C to my diet with this sickness because I already had a lot included. The elderberry syrup is very high in vitamin C. I'll try not to sniffle with you too much today. I know that can be very annoying. Well, I'm out here checking on the plants that I hadn't yet got planted. Things are looking a little dry. Some things are looking a little sad. I'm going to go ahead and water those up real good. I haven't looked at the garden yet. I'll have to do that. I had some water in these gallon jugs. I thought I'd just go ahead and use it up first. Well, it's looking pretty good out here. Already got some blooms on the cucumbers. They look like they're trellising a little bit. Looks a little dry over here on this area. This one looks really dried up right here. It needs some water pretty badly. Let's see if I can't get some help over here to it. The rest of it looks okay. Got some blooms on the nasturtiums. So everything's not too bad. And that's a good thing. I wasn't sure what I was going to come out here and see because it hadn't rained like it had been raining. We had been having rain every few days, but we hadn't had any rain, so I didn't know what I'd come out here and find. I thought everything might be dried up, but it's looking pretty good. Not too sad about it at all. I'll probably pull the hose out and water the animals anyway, so I'll go ahead and water the plants. Now all of this, we've still got to plant this garden over here. We've got a few tomato plants in it, but that's it. So a lot of this will go in that garden right there. I think I may take most of this stuff out front because that's some calendula. I could put it out front. This is some deal. Not sure if it's going to go back here, or I'll probably split it up. Some will go back here and then some will go out front. And then some of these other things here, we just got to add into this garden. Got to see what's going on out here with everything. Make sure everything has plenty of water. Nothing will grow without the water that it needs. Especially in the early stages of its life. So I've got to make sure everything's got all the proper water. Well, it came a shower, so I don't have to worry about getting out here and watering the garden. It came a little shower, and so everything's good and wet until tomorrow. So that's a great thing. Just thought I'd let you guys know that we don't have to worry about getting out here and watering tonight. I can just let it go. Got the good nutritious rain, and I don't have to put the city water with chlorine and chemicals on the garden tonight. So I'm happy about that. Just out here checking on everything, making sure everything is okay with the animals and everything after the little rain that we had. And I will see you guys tomorrow. I thank you for joining me today, giving me the time of day. You know, I ask you to subscribe and to share and like, do all those good YouTube things for me and help my channel. I need help, and I appreciate your help. Thank you for joining me today. And like always, until next time.